Hello, everybody. The video you're about to watch is actually a small chunk of a much larger stream. If you'd like to go and watch the entire thing in all of its weird, wacky, and unusual glory, head on over to Red's Stream Archive and you'll be able to watch it. These do come out a fair bit after those stream archives are uploaded, which are about 1 week after the stream itself. So you're still a little bit behind, and if you go there, you'll have a little bit extra. So I'll see you guys on the other side. So that's the surfer dude, Metropolis, Kerwan. Oh, and no, not that. So you can also see we missed we missed all the gold bolts here. Gold bolts are special collectibles that I think in this first one just unlock things like big head mode. That's kind of it. And in later games, they're kind of like a premium currency, I guess you could say, that's used to buy the rhino and things like that. Although in those cases, I think you need all of them. Ugh. Oh well, I want to do this. These are games I bought like every single one of them back in the PS2. Heck, it was the reason why I bought a PS3. This series was the reason why I bought a PS3. Okay, as always, look around. Make sure to collect all the bolts. Also, look at this is PS2, and granted, I've upped the You can hear the music slow down a little bit from that view. But still, it looks good.
Welcome to the Captain Quark Fitness Course. If you're strong enough, fast enough, and clever enough to beat my fitness challenge, you will receive a reward from my head trainer. Simply make your way to the third island to complete the course. Good luck! Quark Enterprises is not responsible for sprains, broken bones, snapped tendons, bruised egos, or accidental death incurred while taking the challenge.
Excuse me, Captain, but we have more pressing issues. We urgently need your assistance.
Clank,
Yes?
do you notice anything unusual about Captain Quark?
Well, I find the fact that he has a spring where his leg should be to be quite puzzling.
And why do you think that is?
Possibly an injury incurred while battling evil?
This isn't the real Captain Quark, you numbskull. It's a robot.
Oh.
Yeah, like I said, in this first one, he's a bit more snarky, maybe even a little bit of a jerk kind of thing. That mellows out a little bit later. But I do want to point out, so we played Sly Cooper, and in a fair amount of that, some of the facial animations was just like little PNGs put over it. This came out around the same time, and even during gameplay, those are actual eyes with blinking eyelids, not PNGs on the face. Now granted, you can kind of see some of the textures popping in as we go around a little bit, but oh well. Go. Also, when you touch those, well, if you hit them, they explode instantly. If you touch them, they get ready to explode. Got a few seconds. So yeah, this era, Insomniac was cooking. Honestly, they're still cooking nowadays, but I really wish they'd go back to some of their older series. They did do the remake of, well, I need to stop calling it a remake, because it really is more of a reimagining or a retelling of the story of the first game, just on modern hardware. The Ratchet in that game is also much more idealistic. He idolizes Quark. whereas Clank is the one that kind of does that here. Whereas in the reimagining, Ratchet's the one that is kind of idealizes them, and Clank has to kind of pull him back to reality, so to speak. But honestly, I think it's a decent one, and I think it makes for a decent entry into the series. I do very much think that this is the one people should start off with, though. Also, I do want to point out that the reimagining
These moving walls also function as jump slots.
came out with
Jump again
alongside
to kick
a
off the walls
movie,
in midair,
and in that movie, they literally talk about the game and how it's not entirely accurate because it's all from Ratchet's point of view, which, you know, if you had done a lot of soul searching and come to the realization that, ooh, yeah, I was kind of a jerk before, and you had a chance to retell it, yeah, you'd probably make yourself a little bit less of a jerk. So, you know, it's not like, oh, this is the new Ratchet, or oh, this is the new Clank, or anything. It's like, might be a little bit of a don't trust the unreliable narrator there, so to speak.
Listen up, you loudballs! That was the most pathetic display I have ever seen on that obstacle course!
What do you mean?
We finished the circuit, ma'am.
Oh yeah, but it is weak. When I was competing, I would devour courses like that for breakfast.
Bet that's not all.
If it were up to me, you would drill for the rest of the day. But somehow you managed to impress that fool Captain Quark.
Captain Quark knows about us?
He certainly does. And worst of all, he wants me to give you a prize for that ridiculous performance.
Cool, what is it?
I'm supposed to give you a swing shot, so you can sway to and fro like little insects.
All right, let's see it.
Not so fast. Today, the two of you disgraced my obstacle course, so I am going to make you pay.
But that prize is ours from the captain. That's not fair.
Too bad, life's not fair.
All right. This is why I try and gather up as much of
Sweet.
the
I bet
bolts
Captain
as possible.
Quark uses stuff like this all the time.
Ha! Real men can swing without silly toys like that. The two of you make me sick.
Congratulations on your new Gadgetron swing shot. Use it on standard Versa targets like the ones nearby. If the target is out of view, use the L1 button to aim.
Oh, right. There we go. It's been a while since I played. So yeah, all of this stuff is stuff we're gonna need. All the equipment and whatnot. That's why I made sure to come over here, because we're gonna need this. Also, pay attention to the sides of that arch over there as we get closer. Yeah. So yeah, a lot of this game's progression
Quickly center the camera. Just tap the L1 button.
is locked behind being at the right place with the right equipment. And for some of that equipment, it involves having the money to buy it. So, actually for a fair amount of it. So, gotta make sure we got plenty of bolts and whatnot. Little bit of slowdown here. Not a huge amount. But enough. Luckily, unlike other games at the time, the physics aren't tied to frame rate. I don't know who in the game industry at the time thought it was a good idea. Maybe they just figured, hey, well, on consoles we'll have a consistent frame rate, and because that's what they were used to, that's just like, hey, we don't got to worry about it. But yeah. Hey, you don't. You get back here. Ow. I was gonna say I missed that, but I didn't miss it. I hit it. There we go. One thing that I really think was a nice little quality of life thing in the Ratchet and Clank games that they did is that they made it so that any of the currency that falls into it, that hits a death plane, automatically comes back to you, so you don't got to worry
that's the man
about
we
it.
saw on the infobot. Remember, he knows Captain Quark.
Hey, you're that robot guy, right?
No, actually, I build robots. I myself am not a robot guy, per se.
Nerd.
I like him.
So, now that we've cleared that up, what can I do for you?
Yeah,
Well, we saw
I'm
your
very much a
infobot
Clank.
announcement. You were with Captain Quark. We're trying to find Captain Quark. We thought you could help us.
Your logic is commendable. However, I haven't seen Captain Quark since we shot that commercial. Say, do you run on standard XP18 sister boards?
Version 7.66.
Back at ya. I may be able to help you out after all. How does a helipack upgrade sound?
Upgrade?
Natch. Since he's a 766, I could have the little guy up and flying in no time. Of course, I'll just need my fee for service.
Fair enough.
Okay, this won't hurt a bit.
Hey, wait.
Once again, 1,000 bolts.
Ratchet, am I cool now?
Yeah, you the man, Clank.
You're welcome.
Hey, I paid you, man. You're like, hey, I'll do the work for this amount. I pay you. And now you're upset that I don't thank you for doing
Try
the job I
using
paid
the
you for.
Helipack's boost jump feature to climb these boxes. Press the R1 button to crouch, then jump.
There we go.
You'll need your new Helipack
This
straight
also
jump
has a
feature to
long
cross
jump.
this gap.
There we go.
While you're
See what I
running,
meant by movement
crouch
speed?
using the R1 button
Movement
and
tech.
then jump.
That's going to be real useful for later on for us to get all the bolts we need for the Rhino.
Try using the glide feature of your new Helipack. Jump, and then press and hold the X button in midair to glide.
Gonna stand by the explosives. There we go. I will say I am glad that the last Ratchet and Clank game came to PC, but I think they really missed out by not at the same time, before or after or whatnot, bringing an official version of the originals, or even the first game's reimagining to PC. I have not played Crack in Time. I haven't played Ratchet and Clank A Crack in Time, which I think is actually the first game in the series that isn't a pun or joke. But anyway, so I don't know a huge amount of the story. I know that there's parallel worlds with a different version of Ratchet and Clank. And from what I've seen, I think it just continues the main story. I think it's a direct continuation. Ow. Okay, gotta be careful. check something here. So I know I cranked up the resolution. Wonder if maybe I cranked it up too much. 3 times native. Let's try dropping it down to 2 times native and see if that helps. That doesn't seem to be helping. It's probably just a high load area. Let's pop it back up to 3 times. All right, we're just checking some final stuff. Okay. We're not going to go there just yet because once we get on this train, it moves and then we're moved to a new area. I want to explore as much as possible. There we go. Need to get to this thing. Also, for anyone thinking that, oh, I can just farm the bolts that I need from that thing that spawns the robot dogs, because robot dogs also drop bolts. Those little spawning things have a maximum number of bolts that they contain, and each time that they spawn a dog, it uses up some of those bolts. That's the bolts that the dogs drop. So the more bolts you have, so the more dogs that are spawned, the more bolts that you'll have, or the fewer bolts it will have, and the more you'll have to get through. Also, as you saw, I didn't really get anything for that gold bolt other than just getting the gold bolt. So I think if I go to items, you can see there found and used. You can see like backpack, head item, foot upgrades. And we're gonna have a lot. There's a lot of weapons. And since unlike in the later games, this one is basically set up. The weapons are the weapons. There's really, once you get a better version of a weapon or one that you prefer, there really isn't a huge reason to keep going with one. So the bomb glove probably isn't going to be in our slot for too long. Also, this was a big deal when it came out. And I forgot, I want the pyro fighter for this one. The reason for that is pretty simple. The bombs do not hold the momentum. flames are projected forward in a cone, though, so they're good. We're heading towards the big, busy section. There we go. And it automatically pulls us in to the station. Bye, little gremlin. Bye, little gremlin. Okay, so that's the way we're supposed to go. Yeah, you can tell where it's kind of struggling a bit because the music audio slows down. It ain't because of my computer, by the way. Although, maybe I'll check in, see if there's some preferred settings online. Defaults work generally, though. It's just it's a big old town, big
Dispense
old
with the
metropolis.
pleasantries, Lieutenant. My sources tell me you're behind schedule.
Drek
We
Cam.
must prepare this planet to be harvested for our new world.
Yes, sir. As you can see, everything is moving along as planned.
I'm counting on you, Lieutenant. And as your former commander can tell you, I don't take disappointment well.
Yes, sir. I won't fail.
Drek is destroying yet another planet.
Yeah, but if that's the kind of help he's getting, I don't think we have anything to worry about.
You should not underestimate Chairman Drek. He is quite dangerous. We must find Captain Quark.
Look, that lieutenant doesn't seem so tough. Let's take him out ourselves.
Perhaps we can persuade the lieutenant to tell us where Drek is.
Now you're talking.
All right. You guys see that? Ah. That's not where we were aiming, Ratchet. Alright, and we actually forgot to check in with Gadgetron. Yeah, the blaster would have been helpful. So yeah, so far, weapons don't seem all that strange, do they? Don't worry, we'll get there. Pretty sure that's everything that we can do in that. Do there, so let's head to here first. Yeah. That's everything that we know that we can do, at least. Sometimes, you know, if you miss an area, the game will say, hey, you need to... The Gadgetron AI help voice will pop up and say, hey, I detected that you need this item. There is you can get it on this planet. Alright, so as always, there are multiple places, and yeah, I'll full up on, well, not full, but enough. Alright, oh, sorry guys. So we're gonna need this. And we're gonna go this way first. Sand sharks. Actually. So yeah, we're probably going to be using the blaster way more than the bomb glove now. Bomb glove, I think, does more damage, but its range is nowhere near as good. And the blaster has a decent lock on, so... The Pyro Blaster is just generally good for wiping out enemies. So, a different path we couldn't have taken before. We'd have had to come back. Oh, what is this going to lead us to? Also, in case it wasn't obvious, Insomniac is the Crash Bandicoot guys. I don't know why they seem to like explosives that are like super contact sensitive, but they do them. Okay, this is one that we actually need to use the blaster for. Because otherwise this would have dropped us right on top of one of them and we would have had to get out quick. And that would have meant we would be out of bolts. Well, not out, but would have taken some damage or had a problem with bolts. There we go. Oh, right, the hacker. I thought that I almost forgot that this was in this one. The trespasser, I mean.
Lasers are mounted on each ring of the Invinso lock. Aim the lasers at the receptors on the outside ring to turn them green. All receptors must be green before the Invinso lock.
Well, alright everyone. That's it for today. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you want, you can take a look right over here, and that will be whatever YouTube thinks of my content will be best for you to watch. Or you can look over here, and that will be the playlist for the rest of this game as I'm playing through it. So, as always, I hope you'll have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. TTFN.